Hello.
Hi.
Okay, so some of you can hear me. Oh, Nick's muted.
Good day, good day, good day.
I'm eating my lunch.
I made my Rotary lunch too. See,
Very good.
sandwich and pickles.
I have an appointment one, so I'm going to leave early, guys.
As do I. At 1 o'clock, I have to go.
We'll keep it short.
I have to leave by 12:30 though.
You like my background, Melena?
Yes, very nice.
I snuck home today. Nathan was getting a visit from the school, so I wanted to take photos. I'm working in the basement. Hi, welcome to Rotary.
Good day.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good. Good. I'll be right back.
Michael,
Sure.
I brought Rotary pickles.
Nice. How Ukrainian of you? How Ukrainian of you? What do you got behind you there?
I'm at the Rotary meeting. You guys aren't showing up?
Yes, wonderful. See?
I snuck home, so I don't know if I can turn it off or not, but I'll see if I can. Jack uses this for his classroom.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't know. So he has a green screen set up behind me.
Right.
So I just put a rotary thing in there.
That's
Here,
perfect.
I'll turn it off so you can see how set up he is here. Yeah, see, he's got the full screen set up behind me and everything. So I can be at robots while they're working hard.
Hey, Nick, are you around after the meeting?
I got a 1 o'clock appointment. Well, 1:30. I got to leave at 1 o'clock.
I have to leave at 12:30. I have an appointment at 1 o'clock myself.
I'm pretty much around all day if you're around at all, Nick.
Okay, on my I'll shoot you a message. I got your phone number on the way back and see where you're at.
All right.
Hi, Dan.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Dan.
How's it going?
Good. Surviving.
What's the smirk? Michael, you got a smirk on your face.
Well, I feel like I owe the club money based on our golf game. That's all. I lost 28 balls golfing with Dan on Friday.
That's it. Oh, there's Alex.
Hey, Alex. Oh, he's adding his audio. So I rushed home and made my rotary sandwiches. I might have to come see Michael, though, because I think I'm down to 9 tall boys.
I can fix you up.
I've been carrying the jug in the back of my car to come get the new draft for about a week now, and I keep forgetting.
Oh, you got a jug in your car? All right.
Yeah.
You going back to work?
I might be. They needed something done, but I think I might get the kid to do it for me. Hi, Alex.
How come nobody's wearing masks?
Because we're social distancing ourselves.
Oh,
Oh,
I
I
don't
see,
wear
okay.
a mask anyway. I have it in a car. If I have to go in someplace, I put it on then. Otherwise, I don't wear it.
Hey, you know what? I think I owe you guys some.
They don't have the air conditioning turned on at the Legion today.
Should I give it to him or just give it to
It's a little warm in here.
It's pretty nice out. Do you need it today?
No.
It's perfect.
My wife had it on when I got home. But we also have roofers in the neighborhood and landscaping in the neighborhood. And everybody's running little small engines today, so she shut the windows.
So, Paul, are you the only one at the club?
No, that's actually just a background. I'm at home. It's just a little joke about the club.
Oh, okay. It looks like the club pictures there. So how do you do that?
In the Zoom program, if you go into the video settings that are down in
Yeah.
the bottom left-hand corner, you can actually add backgrounds.
Oh, I see.
So,
Okay, that explains everything.
well, just before you came on, I actually had a virtual background. Whenever you guys are ready to start, go ahead.
We are ready. Let's go.
You can do
Yeah.
video backgrounds, so you can play videos in the background.
Oh,
Nice.
You can do time travel.
I'll leave that for later, you know.
I can be outside of my shop.
Okay, let's go. Let's move.
Is Jim's not joining today?
He said he was.
He forgot.
No, he convinced Alex to come.
he did. He did.
Okay,
He
well-
did. So where's Jim now? Is he hiding?
He hasn't joined in yet.
Well, Nick, do you want to talk about the information you have about the golf?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I spoke to my contact, and he kind of reiterated the same thing we discussed, that right now they're not taking on any kind of sponsorships or tournaments or fundraisers, just because of the whole legislation and the social distancing and whatnot, and they weren't sure how they would take care of anything that's happening after the tournament, because people can't really gather as well. So right now they're just kind of doing individual golfing sessions with no real big parties or anything. But if things are to change, he will make sure to contact me if any kind of the legislation changes. He'll contact me, and he realizes that it would be a last minute kind of thing, and he'd work with us as much as we can. But as of right now, it's not possible to set up any kind of a tournament for us, unfortunately.
It's how are you supposed to raise any money right now? It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Okay.
unless you get people just making a straight donation, then you can't really do much.
Oh, Jim doesn't have the invite, he said.
I know I'm working on it.
Okay.
Was that intentional?
No, he has it.
I think so. You're in trouble. You're going to be fine.
No, I have a copy of it where I can see his name on it.
I think you should probably e-transfer $5.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah. I just told him to check the email. I just sent it again. But he was in the original one.
He
'Cause
might
he
have
emailed me. He messaged me to get Alex added to it. So he must have seen it yesterday.
must have accidentally deleted it.
Somebody's messed around here. They got all these windows popping up in front of everybody. So maybe I can set it right through the phone too. You guys keep going.
Is Wayne on? Wayne's not on yet, is he?
Wayne's not coming on. He just sent me a message. The pool guy just showed up at his house.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of golf, I'd like to report that Dan is the most patient man, period. I lost 28 balls last week golfing with Dan. It's pretty brutal.
Does that mean that you need some new glasses, or is that your swing that's in the way?
You know what? I would say 24 of them are legit. Four of them we lost in the rough. Like, it shouldn't have been that, the rough shouldn't have been that bad, but
He's absolutely right. They've cut it down. I played yesterday, Michael, and they've cut it down a little bit more.
oh, they did, eh?
Yeah, but you're absolutely right. If it goes, when we played last Friday, it's so thick that you go in the rough, you can't find it. That's how they make money, Michaels, because then after they go through, they cut it, and then they pick up all the golf balls.
I guess. They're sure taking the fun out of it, though. I was supposed to golf yesterday, didn't go, but I guess Flamborough Hills, they allow two in a cart, but they've got a piece of vinyl between the people.
Wow.
Did they? Well, that's a good idea.
Well, I guess it is, but at one point in time, the vinyl kind of flew off and wrapped around the steering wheel. So
They should dispense with the car. They should dispense with the cars and walk.
where's the fun in that? That's not real golf.
Good exercise, though.
Yeah, I suppose.
Is that what
I
golfing
can
all
walk.
about?
I
Is the
can walk
walking?
around the block for free. Anyway, question? How are we going to do the transition between officers?
Oh, you're staying on another year.
Like this. Just like this.
Good
Yeah,
God,
by-
look at the
By
silence.
Zoom. By
Is
Zoom.
there new positions? Someone taking over, or
Is any change? Are they all the same?
I'm just kidding about it staying the same, but it's kind of hard to do the transition when we can't get Ed to join a meeting.
Right.
Sorry,
We are allowed gatherings up to 10
Oh,
people
there you are.
as long as we
Hey, Jim.
social.
I'm here.
Hi, Jim.
Hello,
Oh,
Jim.
Paul. Sorry,
Well-
hi Milena. But the message comes through later on my laptop. It came through on my iPhone, but I haven't got Zoom loaded on my iPhone, so I'm laptopping. So everybody on? Alec on? Yeah, hello, Alec.
Yes, yes. Good to
Hey,
see you, Jim.
Hooray.
next time I'm driving by the Legion, I should stop by and see what's going to happen with this 10 people thing, because maybe we can start meeting there again. That's if they're going to be accepted.
Well, it is
I
recommended.
thought they were increasing it, aren't they? Soon?
Yeah, to,
Right now, no. Right now, it's 10.
And they're really suggesting that if we're going to meet with 10 people, that we do it outdoors or
Right.
on closed circulation. So like next Friday night, I'm having a meeting in someone's backyard because he's got like a 30-foot deck. And we're going to meet there for our business meeting. So we might want to look into doing something like that. Maybe the upper deck on George Hamilton.
That'll work.
Have hockey sticks to get our beers out of the cooler.
But maybe we can meet at there for the 27th and Saturday and change of officers. So Ed's there
where?
at Michael's place.
That's a good idea.
Pardon?
We can, make some money.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know if that's possible.
my feeling is that the legislation ends the last weekend of the month, and I don't know. I think if they extend it again for Toronto and Niagara, there's going to be a riot. So
Everybody's heading to Niagara and all those other places now, right?
that's right. I mean, I don't know. They're allowing gatherings up to 100 for a protest, but someone with a legitimate license to operate a facility, they can't have 10 people in. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. The protests really are, you can look at them all together, yet they're limiting to 10 people otherwise.
Yeah, and I have a government issued permit to do business that I paid for, and I can't do business, and yet they're still charging the taxes.
Yeah, that's not fair.
And I mean, they're not enforcing parking, right? You know how that's going to go. Who's going to pay for that deficit?
Yeah, taxpayers.
So there might be some result out of the letters that have gone to the Premier from all of the local mayors who, Niagara, the numbers, if you take the numbers of all of those health units between Niagara and Peel, they're quite low. So they just kept Peel and Toronto closed and open up all the rest of them. And I think that's where the letters are coming from the local mayors, because they're getting hassled from business owners that are not able to open, but they have got pretty good numbers. And I think the major fear is that the people from Toronto is going,
Yeah.
they're going to take off and come down to us.
Well, they're all
That's
the
true.
cottages now.
That's true.
Bring their garbage with them. But if you keep proper social distancing, and Una's in the same problem with her restaurant, they can't open either, and she has a huge patio, and they're only able to do takeouts.
Well, I talked to my partner about it last night, and we're actually thinking about just going ahead and opening. See what happens.
Well, you get fined though, won't you?
I don't know. I don't know if the fines are legitimate.
Is it hefty? Is the fine?
I don't know. I hear all kinds of different things. I heard that $750 for the people, for the customers as well.
Well, for Dave, Hamilton has opened, they've had the going up the hill steps. They've opened it all up now.
Oh, you can go up the steps now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. It's that you're walking everyone that passes you, or you're walking. There's
Sure.
people on the steps. It's crazy.
You can't pass each other and keep 6 feet apart.
No.
No, you can't. But they're open.
Yeah, they're taking the tape down on Friday night.
Yeah, no, they're open for sure.
Yep.
Of course, if you want to go down the mountain, all you have to do is crash your car into the fence like that woman did.
The best we could come up with is to make up some signs, give it to anyone that wants to come in and protest restaurants not opening can come in and protest.
Well, then they won't be fined
That's a good idea.
because they allow protests to go on.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
But I don't know if the protests have to be on public property or what.
Well, we could hold the meeting right outside of City Hall. And
Could
just
do.
call it a protest for change. Show up, do the ceremony and leave. Be good background footage.
Hey, that's not a bad idea. As long as we're 6 feet apart from each other, it's okay. I met some friends on Sunday in Ancaster by Tim Hortons. We sat in a parking lot and we were all like, right in the parking lot.
Yeah, but you were all more than 6 feet apart.
We were about 6 feet or less.
Or less. Once they open up a little bit, and then you're going to see what the numbers are coming out of those openings that have happened, like the protests. I mean, if there's any spread of the virus within those protest groups, you're going to see the result of that coming out in 5 or 6 days afterwards.
Right.
So you're going to see those numbers come out early next week. So if there's a spike in numbers in areas that have had protests, then you'll know that if you allow groups of people to congregate closely, you're going to get great numbers. But if no increase comes out of it, then you're going to see that, okay, if people congregate closely, really there's not a great reason to keep closed down.
But the trouble with the protesters, they're from all over the place. They're not from one area. They could be from who knows where.
Oh, true. Yeah. Yeah. You don't know where they're coming from.
Yeah.
For sure.
So it's not from one area at all.
Yeah.
I'll reach out to Ed and see what
Oh,
he thinks about us doing an assembly at the end of this month.
Well,
Change
okay.
over.
Okay, if you want
Ed
to.
has a big backyard. We can do it actually at his place if he wants to.
Well,
But
it's not really a backyard. It's called a graveyard.
No, he's got a huge yard.
It's beside the
But that
grave.
would work. It'd be like a lot of marble around, looking very.
No, I'm not that. He's got a good sized lot because
Okay.
I'll
I'll bounce it off him and see what he says.
Oh, well, wait a minute here. But I thought we talked about Michael's place and supporting,
Well, I think Michael has
Yeah.
some concerns.
We would prefer Michael's place.
pardon?
We would prefer Michael's place.
Yeah.
So Michael, on your roof, for example, for a meeting,
Right.
what's for a meeting of 8 people?
The roof,
What sort of space
the roof,
would
the
you
roof
have?
deck is 15 by 37.
So could you get 8 people up there with the
Oh, yeah.
proper
Yeah,
proper
8 people,
distancing?
for sure. Yep.
And I think that's a better idea. He can make some money and pay for those 28 golf balls he lost.
Okay.
We better do 2 meetings then. A lot of golf balls.
Or either stop golfing.
But that sounds to me fine. I would rather go Michael's place.
Okay,
I like that idea better too.
so I'll run that by Ed and we'll get a date together.
Okay, so if we go ahead and try opening next week, I don't know what the repercussions are going to be. It may be that we're still shut down, so we'll see what happens.
Everything is
It's a private meeting, so that's different.
No,
No.
shut down is shut down.
shut down is shut down, yeah.
Excuse me for 1 second.
They give you the warning, they give you the fine, you do it again, they double the fines.
Is that what it is?
You don't mess with them.
The big brother is watching you.
Yes.
Okay, so could we leave this one for a minute? So
Yeah,
I
what's
can
that?
put my 2 cents worth in and and then we can come back to it if you don't mind, Michael.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, I attended the district Zoom meeting on the 9th, which was Tuesday. And that was the district, but they also had Mark Maloney, who's the RI president, as the speaker. So he was happily ensconced on his sofa in his home in Alabama, and he talked for about 20 minutes on what Rotary is doing and how it affects the club's meeting. And he's encouraging people to meet the way we do, you know, go on Zoom. And we had over 200 people. We had over 200 people on that Zoom meeting on Tuesday, including 3 district governors from Africa. So it's possible that, you know, these meetings are good insofar as we can talk about Rotary stuff and still get the friendship thing into it. So his message was encouraging the clubs, and I don't know many clubs in our district are holding regular meetings this way. I don't know many in Hamilton. I know somebody from Stony Creek was at the meeting, and there was somebody from Hamilton downtown. So people are attending the area one. So I don't know whether any of our people have gone into them. Anybody?
No.
No.
I've gone into a couple of them, just Tuesday nights when they run them. I'm usually doing something else.
Something else, yeah. So maybe the time is not right. Now the next thing is Honolulu. The RI convention was to be in Honolulu this year, and of course that's all shut down. But we can attend because they're having the convention, and you can go into Zoom and register and take advantage of all of the things that are happening. And it's free this time, no registration fee. So the thing is free. Has everybody received the invitation from RI?
Yeah, I just posted the link in the chat.
Yeah, so I think it's on the 21st it opens up. So you can go in and go to the meetings, you can see the House of Friendship, and you can see all of the things that normally go on at a convention. So it might be interesting to go in and have a look at that. The other thing, Michael, which refers to you, is the district is having their annual meeting on the 29th, and they want the president to attend that. It's on the 29th. I think it's a, let's see, it's a Monday at 7 o'clock, and I think it's just to approve us a couple of things.
Wait,
So
I'll
I
put it in
don't
my
know.
calendar right now.
Do you have?
I'll put it in my calendar right now.
Yeah, and I think you've already received an invitation. I
Okay.
think the president and secretaries got those. So if you can go in and do whatever they want to do, I don't know what it is. Just a matter of interest. Our next meeting is scheduled for the 25th, and I was going to suggest that we do our induction that way. I have it set up the same way as we did it before, so we can do it through Zoom, okay?
Or are we gonna do it at Michael's?
I
Well,
thought we were-
whatever the 25th, you know, whatever we do on the 25th, whether we do it at Michael's or we do it by Zoom, depending on how you want to do it. So we scheduled it for the 25th.
Okay,
That okay?
that's good for me.
Michael, you're the boss.
Sounds good.
Sound all right? Okay, the other thing I just want to mention, seeing that we weren't having our annual fundraiser, and normally we ask the schools to buy some tickets for it. So I wrote to the schools and told them that while we were the good guys, still giving the awards, and we weren't having any fundraising stuff this year, that we were asking our contributors to consider contributing, even though they'll get nothing for it, except the satisfaction of giving us some money. So far, Don Merlino from Orchard Park sent in 150 via me on an e-transfer, and the money I've already transferred into our charitable account. So I'll send an email out to both Dan and Alex so that they know what that is. Dan knows about it already. Alex knows about it. I talked to him this morning, so you'll have official notification. Christine Nicolaitis from Saltfleet sent me a memo yesterday stating that she got it. She's going to contribute. They can't get into the school. She wants to obviously do it by school. She'll do it when they get back into the school, whenever that's going to be. So they'll send something. I haven't heard anything from Sir Winston Churchill or from Glendale, but I'll bug them again. So maybe we'll get some money from that. Let's see, anything else that I have? No, that's it. All my contribution today.
That's good of Orchard Park.
Yeah. And Saltfleet will give us something. We may not get it in this financial year. Okay.
So you were talking about doing some kind of fundraising or how we could do a fundraiser. Something came to mind this morning. Actually, my son emailed me while I was at work. Excuse me, I gotta feel like I have a cough coming. It's not coming out. About 4 years ago, I did a fundraiser with Scouts for Collect Your Electronics, used electronics.
Yes.
So we made Putney's a drop zone for the Scouts. And then we ran about a week, I drove around picking up donations. And then we had a drop-off zone at Lowe's. And people showed up, dropped it off. With all the time these people have had off in their houses the last 3.5 months, there's probably stacks of stuff they're trying to get rid of. And they've just opened those donation centers in the last couple weeks, if they have. I know Value Village by Dan just opened up, so they're taking donations. So we're gonna do something with the robotics team with Recycle Your Electronics, was his idea. So he's gonna help organize it. But maybe something along the line of some kind of charity drive. We can social distance, people want to get rid of something that we can do a collection on, maybe just a community thing, right? Like St. Elizabeth's Village is the one that comes to mind. Those people don't get out, they don't move around as much. So if we advertise something, maybe not a bottle drive, I'm not even sure what we could do as a Rotary, but if we advertised a day that we'd be there for 4 hours if they wanted to contribute to a donation of some items or something. Perhaps, or like even a clothing drive so that we can get that to some of the companies like the closet place on Parkdale. I can't remember what her name is now. Where we collect stuff and we facilitate getting it there. Might not make us money, but it would get us out in the community.
I have two thoughts on your idea of a bottle drive. Nobody wants to go take them back right now because it's a pain in the neck.
Yeah, no kidding.
In that way, it would be great, but it's also very embarrassing how many bottles I have.
You and me both, Michael.
In the distance.
Yeah, my kids have been cleaning up around the house here and there, and I noticed that they've got a stack of bottles in the garage that they found where you asked them to put them in a case for the last 2 years, and they've just hidden it in the garage when they go out. Now they're pulling them all together and it's starting to pile up. Yes. Now, are these recyclable or returnable to the beer store?
They are, yeah.
Excellent.
We pay in order to put the beer in cans rather than kegs. The government charges you an extra tax of I think 10 or 11 cents per unit. So we've definitely paid for it already, and I take them back there.
Okay.
So Paul, what's your idea on that? I think that bottle drive's a great idea. So you'd have people come to a drop zone and drop them off, and then we eventually bring them back to the liquor store or the beer store.
Yeah. I borrow a vehicle from U-Haul. We fix their vehicle, so I'll see if I can borrow it for the day or 2 days. We show up, we advertise it through community newspapers, online, like through social media and that we'll be collecting on this particular day.
Oh,
We could probably talk to the beer store direct.
I was just gonna say that.
because I have to go soon because I have an appointment. I think we should contact Snap.
Mhm. I'm signed up with them.
We picked the date. They'll promise, but you have to do this ahead.
Yep.
They're so far ahead, and we can put it in, and then they'll put it in, and it's right through the community.
Yeah, when I did the one for Scouts, I made the mistake of putting my cell phone number on the Cable 14 and the Cogeco website that I would pick up if they were having an issue for that week. And it kept me steadily busy for 4 days. And I pretty much filled the electronics bin 3/4 of the way before the actual event. I had to borrow a U-Haul to transport the stuff to Lowe's to load into the event. But I can put a drop, what do they call those used bins, in the back of my shop that locks up, and I can have people drop stuff off at Putney's, right? That's just an idea that's what I'm going to do with the electronics. But with the beer thing, with the bottles, we could talk to a beer store, see if they have any dates open that we can set up outside. We can social distance. We can have a couple tables for sorting, and then we can wheel it right in and get rid of it. And
Probably the Barton Street, the outlet, they've got the commercial retail on the side there.
Yeah, the one with the drive-through.
The one with the drive-through, but
drive-through.
on the west side of the building, it's for commercial business.
Yep.
They have a tow motor there, so it's probably the best way to go.
I walked by the one at Center Mall. They've I'll stop in there, and they've had Scouts out there. They've had other organizations out there, so they booked that Saturday ahead of time. The Barton one is a good one downtown. Other than the fact that I think we get more action from people dropping things off in the East End or up on the mountain than we would downtown.
Right. True.
Yeah.
It is a travel, right? So I'll look into it, see if there's something we can do. If you guys are interested in bottle, if you come up with something else, great. The electronics thing my son reminded me about. So I was talking to the mentor this morning about it. So I'm going to try and put something together where we can get the students helping us out.
Sounds
Great
good.
idea.
That's a good idea. I need you to bring the U-Haul down to my place though, so.
Hey,
I can't bring it all down, so.
My son is looking for
My
an
wife's been
excuse.
at home. My wife's been at home for 3 months, so.
My son is looking for an excuse to get out of the house. So you can give him addresses. I'll give him one of my vans. He'll come collect.
Okay, guys, I have to go. Sorry.
Okay, bye, Melania.
See you later.
Bye.
Okay, see you, Milana.
Okay.
After our meeting last week, or 2 weeks ago, he called me. He'd been in a car accident. He'd smacked up the front of the Escape. It was raining out, and ran into the back of another car
Oh,
on Sherman Street. But we're going to fight the ticket because when I got there, they were pulling the lenses of the light assemblies off the back of the car. And I asked the officer to look at them. I said, they pulled the lenses off and left the assemblies attached to the car. And they're supposed to be sealed assemblies. You're not supposed to be able to remove the lenses. And I
okay.
said, they put them in the back of the car for some reason. Right? And I said, I didn't get a good look at them, but if I look at the reflectors that are on the trunk that are part of the lens assembly, but they're a separate piece, they're all tinted. So I think
Oh, really?
my son couldn't see the lights on the taillights. The cop wouldn't look.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah. And then when I took pictures of the trunk, and then I walked around the front, and the lenses on the headlights have a dark tint across it. It's all bubbled up. So I took a picture of that. So we're going to fight the ticket. He said he saw the left turn signal. He didn't see her brake. So either she downshifted and didn't hit the brakes, or the lights were so tinted he couldn't see them.
couldn't see it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But the
What did
officer,
What did the cop say, Paul?
he wouldn't look at them. I said, can you look at the lenses they pulled off that vehicle and put in the trunk before you got here? I said, the lights look like they're tinted. And my son said he didn't see brake lights. And he goes, well, that's why he's supposed to stay back 2 car lights. I said, no, he's supposed to stay back 2 car lights so he can stop when the lights work. If the
Right.
lights don't work, I said, his reaction time is going to be a lot slower, realizing that car's coming to a stop. And then he walked away. He originally said he was going to charge him with following too close.
Too close, yeah.
And then after he got in the car and we were driving away, he told me he got charged with careless driving.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, so they upped the charge. So I sent him an email.
The cop might not have a job next week anyway, so don't worry about it.
I sent the cop an email, but he never got back to me. And you can't get hold of anybody at the police station right now.
So he may not even turn up at the court thing.
Well, we're going to do the early discussion with the adjudicator.
Oh, that's what
The
you
cop
do.
won't be there at all. I'll just explain to the cop. I have pictures. I've wrote articles about this before with the tinting of windows, or tinting of windows and the tinting of lights.
Right.
I'm going to refer those articles and show them the pictures and stuff I have. Like,
Yeah.
that's kind of what we do, right? Is we safety vehicles and we catch this stuff. And it's just sad that they allow that to happen. They should be
Sure.
pulling over any car you can't see taillights on should be pulled over, because
I've
that's
gotten
endangering
pulled over for that
Yeah.
and a ticket for it.
And the ticket.
like, I know it looks cool and all, but if you can't see the person in front of you, it's a little too dark.
That's right, because they're supposed to work.
Yeah, and when you put that tint over it, the reflective part of that light is blocked from then on, because of the way they design the lights.
Yeah.
Will allow that tint to go through. So, but anyways, back to Rotary.
Yeah.
Good.
I didn't know tinting brake lights was a thing. I didn't.
They call it smoking.
Smoked out taillights.
So
Yeah.
what?
What is it? What does it do to them?
Makes it look cool.
Huh?
Well,
That's
some
basically-
even come factory from the way. You can purchase now. Some manufacturers actually have an option to have smoked taillights, which just kind of, when you do it from the factory, when it's properly, then you don't have that issue with the reflectors. It's done in accordance to whatever laws are happening. But the aftermarket way of either putting a tint on it or putting, I think it's called VEL spray, which makes the lens darker, it does definitely affect the reflective parts of the taillight.
And they knew they'd done something wrong, because they literally pulled the lenses right off the car
Right.
and left the light assemblies attached, right? Like,
Yeah.
separated the sealed assembly and put it away. The cop should have walked over and looked at it when I told him.
But he didn't.
No.
Yeah.
That's the 3rd time in 2 weeks that the police have pissed me off. So as a business owner, it's just, it's
Wow.
driving me nuts.
vote to defund them, Paul.
Yeah.
Paul, don't worry, they're gonna be defunded next week, so.
My only problem is if I kick up too much of a stink, Myra James is going to show up with her billy club. She scares me. She's my cousin, but she's scary. So is there anything else for Rotary?
I have nothing else. Okay, has anybody talked to Ed? Is he in the land of the living?
He's in the land of the living. He's doing a lot of renovations and trying to put people into some of his rental units.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people are scrambling for places to live. And all his court stuff is being done remotely. So that's.
I thought we moved it to 12 o'clock for him.
For him, yeah.
He did, but I didn't check up with him this week. I had stuff on the go at work. I sent him the email and then I didn't call and make a physical request. He was having problems with his computer. I have actually offered he could come to my shop and use one of mine, but I'll follow up with him.
Yeah.
I got a question. How come all you guys have short hair?
Well, I'll tell you what I did. I
haven't
did
seen the back of
my hair the other day. I brought my hair down there in front of me, what's left of it.
I'm sorry, let me rephrase the
It was
question.
down to the end of my
Right.
nose. It was down to the end of my nose, and I got my razor with the trimmer on it, and I ran it across my forehead. And I had all this hair fell on the floor, and I put it back, and I said, I have another job.
No, let me rephrase the question.
Okay.
The people that do have hair,
Oh.
Well,
It's long.
I know Michael's story, so I'm not, but
My barber's still open. He's
if
just
you
double
want
the
to
price.
check, you could tell it's not professionally done because I haven't got the sideburns or over the years. But I've cut mine and both my boys' hairs.
My barber moved all his equipment down to the basement. He's still operating. Double the price.
Double the price.
$50 for a haircut.
It's like the speakeasy.
You're kidding. A speakeasy.
And he is busy.
I'm sure he is.
Mine's not all that short. If you look, it's not very well done.
Well, no, you bring it down there, just chop, chop, chop.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But I have a problem with thickness, and it's really thick back here.
Yeah.
I wish I had that problem.
I'm afraid to play with it. So
Well, I don't look at the back of my hair, so that's it. So I'm hoping my barber did phone me to say that he's just waiting with bated breath. He's been into his salon to see how he can do social distancing, but I think he's just going to let one person in at a time.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for the barbers to get back into business.
Well, yeah, they're going to be.
I think they're all operating. I mean, I hear ones that are making house calls, and they'll get a group of 4 or 5 people at one house, and then they'll go there, right?
Go there.
You know, that's what's going on. It's people are getting haircuts.
Yeah.
you're absolutely right.
Well, you could drive down to Brantford.
Here's a question I have. I had a friend of mine who lives in Rochester, is going down to New Orleans next week, and he asked me, he says, can I get across to go? So just for fun, I went on Expedia, looked up flights from Toronto to New Orleans for the same day next week. There's 12 flights, and half of them said only a few seats remaining. How's
Yeah, a few seats remaining because they have only half the people allowed in the plane.
There's 12 flights. I thought we're shut down here. What's going on?
Yeah, but if you come back, you have to go into self-isolation for 14 days.
I don't know if I'll come back. It's getting back.
And if you check the price again after 2 hours, you'll see that somehow the price has gone up and there's less seats again.
Probably. What airline is flying?
Name some airlines for me. It's one of the big ones in the States.
What Delta?
Delta. Thank you,
United.
Delta.
Yeah.
American?
I'm not sure what American. He's flying out of Rochester for $194 return.
To New Orleans.
New Orleans, all in.
Yeah, of course you can't drive down to the States to get on a plane.
Well, from what I understand, it's up to the individual agent. So I guess if your story's good enough. Let you in.
You'll get in. But then
I've not tried it, but if it's going to go any longer, I'm going to try it.
will you get back in?
Yeah, well,
Well, there was on CHCH this morning on the radio, or sorry, on the television. There was a dame on, and she was talking about the islands are all opening up, and you go to social distancing down there, and they're all ready. But then at the end of her discussion, was saying, well, the problem is how the interviewer was saying, well, how are you going to get down there? Well, she said that's the problem. You have to find your own way there, and of course, if you get back, you may have a problem getting back into the country, and if you do, you have to isolate yourself for 2 weeks. So if you go to 2 weeks holidays, it's going to cost you 4 weeks.
I want to be very respectful about the whole thing. I know that there's a problem that's serious, but there's a point in time where we're becoming sheep. There's so many exemptions, you know, and there's so many retractions from the professionals that know that they say something, they retract it. The goalposts keep changing. I mean, eventually we got to live life again.
Well, that's the thing, because they've no answer to how to cure the thing. There's no cure for it at the moment. So are we going to be in isolation forever?
That's,
You know,
I'm not sure if you've heard the most.
Sorry, just a quick story. One of my staff, granddaughter, works for a dentist.
Right.
And said, you can come back, but I need to have a test results. So she got her test results and they're negative, but he still won't let her work because he heard that she was in Lowe's and they had a situation at Lowe's. But the health department says she's negative, but he won't let her come back to work.
won't let it in.
That's ridiculous. And he needs to be reported.
Yeah.
Who do you report to?
My son was in the Lowe's the same day that happened. And he goes, it's pretty safe. He goes, I didn't go anywhere near any of the staff or customers, and I used the self-checkout left because I didn't even talk to anybody when I was in there.
Yeah.
But that's just him. He wouldn't have been any socially distanced himself regularly. He hates talking to people when he goes places. So.
Well, she's got a clear report, but he doesn't believe her.
I have to take my wife one. She's had flu symptoms this week, and her work is suggesting that she has a COVID test before she goes back. But it's not COVID, it's just a flu bug.
Yeah.
But so she's going over, I'm taking her over this afternoon so she can have her test.
Where do you take your tests?
It's at the urgent care St. Joseph's, right there on King and Centennial. They have a special entrance at the back. It says for COVID testing, you have to have an appointment. They show up when I had to have one 2 weeks ago. When I was going through that pneumonia thing, I didn't know it was pneumonia. And I was in and out in about 15 minutes. And I only saw 2 people while I was there.
So do you have to have your doctor refer you to it, or?
Yes. Yeah.
You have to have a reason, I guess, do you?
Yeah, the doctor makes an appointment, calls you back and tells you.
Yeah.
I was having breathing issues on the Tuesday after the long weekend. I thought it was asthma. My doctor ran through some tests, like some questions, and suggested I go get a COVID test. And then I was back. I had to stay home for a day till the test results came in. And I didn't have COVID. I went to work on the Thursday, still wasn't feeling good. Went back to the actual urgent care that time. And the doctor that checked me out, they did the EEG and everything else, because I had like 3 out of 7 symptoms could be a heart attack. And it turned out I had pneumonia, and I'd been walking around with it for a week or so.
Wow.
Just didn't realize it because I have aches and pains in my shoulders and my back. I didn't recognize that was actually my body congesting, trying to keep me breathing. It was holding my shoulders and my neck tight. And I just thought, oh, it's my bad shoulder, it's my back, because I can't go to a chiropractor. So it took 2 weeks.
Are you back at work?
I've only missed maybe 4 days of work in the last 3 weeks. It's a desk job, right? It's harder to climb the stairs at work than it is to do what I do. But they changed my medication last week, and I saw a difference within 2 days. I was like, my head was clear. My shoulders were going back. I wasn't having like breathing issues. And now I'm other than the fact that I keep losing my voice because I scarred a lot of stuff there doing all that coughing. The staff seem happy about that.
So how is your business affected by this?
I'm down 40%.
40%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we could be busier, but I have a whole bunch of customers that haven't come in for their tire change
Right.
to summer tires and their oil change in March, April, and May because they're holding off to find out what's going on. So we just have to put that little push there. Usually we drop off in June a little bit. I'm
Yeah.
sure if I start making the phone call saying like, we're here, we can do your oil changes. We have the how to handle your vehicle and how to take care of you worked out, that they'll come in. But I've noticed Stelco, U-Haul, and one of the landscaping companies didn't do 10% of the business they usually do in March, April, and May.
Oh, is that right?
It just dropped right off. The whole fleet thing side's gone. So that's where most of the 40% is.
Yeah.
We'll come back. I'm paying the bills. There's
Do you
money in
still
the
do you
bank.
do the yellow commercial vehicle stickers as well?
Yep. We did, one of the landscaping companies is driving around with none of their stickers renewed.
I have 3 vehicles that my stickers aren't renewed yet.
Yeah, because they said, oh, we don't have to because the government is not
Because of Service
taking it.
Ontario. They told me because Service Ontario is not available right now that they're being lenient until all the Service Ontarios are completely fully open, and then there's going to be a huge obvious rush. So I kind of want to do it before this big rush happens. But
That's
I
what
know
was trying to
legally I'm
tell the
supposed to be okay
landscaping.
right now.
Yeah, I was trying to tell Oak Ridge that, and they just didn't want to listen. I said, you're going to get nailed. Because when they decide, it's going to be blitzes.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the name of your company, if I can ask real quick?
Yeah, it's Putney's, Putneys. We're right at the bottom of Wentworth Street.
Thank you, sir.
See that? That's what Rotary's supposed to be for, right?
Exactly.
Rotary in action, right there.
Now we got video evidence of us doing
Right.
Rotary. Isn't that
All right. Is there anything else?
So how are you, Dan? They're just not printing in the city?
No, we're down 50%.
50, yeah.
Yeah. What I used to get on a daily basis, I'm getting on a weekly basis from the city.
Right.
Until they open up more. I mean, look at all the rec centers. All the rec centers are closed. And we did all their schedules and
Oh, yeah.
you know, their reports or whatever, and nothing. They're not open. We're not doing anything for them.
Right.
The printing department that sends me the jobs is only open 2 days a week from 9 till 2.
Oh. So all the printing goes out through one department?
Well, no, what happens is all the departments send through their request through the printing department.
Yeah.
So I'm the preferred vendor, so I usually get first crack, or you know, when they need something. If they request a quote, then it goes out to 4 of us.
Yeah.
Depending on the type of job it is.
Right.
But right now there's very little quoting going on. You know, maybe for some signs and stuff like that they need. But otherwise, you know, they're a big nut for me. That my top 5 clients are basically doing nothing right now.
Doing nothing, yeah.
Not, there's not business, but and in the last week, there's been a little uptick.
Oh,
but
good.
I will wait and see what happens.
As things open up. Yeah. So has anybody talked to anybody else, any other Rotarians, or any other Rotary clubs, as to what they're doing regarding fundraising and what's happening to their income?
Well, I spoke with Tom Peddle last week, but he says it's very difficult right now. So they're basically shut down too. I mean, their Peach Festival is not going to happen.
Yeah.
They can't do their ticket thing that they were doing, like this draw type thing. They were
the ACE,
at the Legion, they can't do. So he didn't know what they were going to do.
Yeah. And the Legion is closed, of course. They're did they get the renovations done or
Where?
the Legion?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
No,
You
I was
see-
gonna drive by, in the next week or so, only because of this 10 thing that's coming into play tomorrow, to see what their plans are going forward.
I've drove by a couple of days ago and there were people around sitting
There was?
in the courtyard, but I don't know if they were customers or they're just hanging around, probably socializing. But 2 or 3 people.
If they were opening, they would have called me.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, they would. Yeah. For
So
sure.
I haven't heard from them.
Yeah. Yeah, a different world out there for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
That a wrap?
I think that's a wrap.
So
Alright.
you understand, we're gonna try to meet at Michael's place in 2 weeks?
Yeah,
I'll firm up the details.
Okay.
yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks,
See you.
guys.
Okay.
Okay, take
Bye.
care, guys.
Okay.
Stay safe.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye, Jim.
Bye. See you, Alex.
Yeah.
See you guys.
My head just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And that's a wrap for Rotary meeting. Recording ending now.